In today's video, I'm sharing my top 3 tips on how I became an investor, not a consumer. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier and without bias, since I do not work for any third parties. All right, let's dive into my top 3 tips on how I was able to become an investor and not a consumer. This is going to be life-changing. The first tip that I want to share with you is that I realized how much more money I could have if I invested it rather than spent it. This is a huge one, and I feel like it is sometimes a hard mindset shift to make. But once we make that shift, we are going to be able to create so much more money because we are going to want to invest our money instead of just spend it on things that are not going to make us money. And one of the ways that I was able to do this was to look at some different calculators online. If I could see that I invested $100 and over a certain period of time that was going to turn into $1,000 or hundreds of thousands of dollars, then I was more inclined to invest my money rather than spend it on something that was just a frivolous purchase and I was going to forget about it within a couple of months. If I could make my money work for me, then I knew that I could stop working for the money. And to have that option is pretty amazing. I feel really blessed that I do have this option. I do not have to make decisions based solely on money. And if you really think about that, that is really a game changer. There aren't things that I have to do in order to make money that I don't want to be doing. So this is really huge. And this honestly helps with your peace of mind, just knowing that you have the freedom to make the choices that you really want to be making. And it's a huge game changer because I feel like I am a lot less stressed. And when decisions come up, I don't have to think, oh, okay, well, I should probably do this because it's going to make me a lot more money, even though I don't really want to be doing that. That's not the case. So really try to shift your mindset and think how much more freedom, not only money, but freedom you are going to have by investing your money rather than just spending it. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to share an example. I was actually talking to a few friends the other day at dinner, and one of them had turned to me because she knows I have a finance YouTube channel and help people with their money. And she had said, Tiffany, I don't know about you, but lately I have really been so conscious about what I'm spending my money on because I love saving my money now. I love seeing my money grow and not just spending the money and then thinking, oh, what did I even spend that on? And another friend was at dinner and they were planning a trip together, and she had said she wanted to do a certain thing, but it would cost more money. And my other friend was saying, well, are you sure you want to do that? Because like I mentioned before, I love seeing my money grow, whether it's in a savings account or especially in an investment account. But she just became so much more conscious about the importance of saving and investing her money because she could see that grow. And that's what I'm talking about. Once we start investing our money, we can really see our money grow exponentially. And I have seen this time and time again. When I bought my very first stock or my first handful of stocks back in 2013, 2014, that's when I got started in the stock market, being more serious in the stock market. And I have some of those investments today, and they've made over 500% returns. It is crazy. There's no way I could make that type of money in that amount of time frame unless I was working really hard, I think, but just having it passively grow by making one investment and waiting and then having it grow 500%. That is very impressive. And it gets me really excited because I do love seeing my money grow. And it makes it so much better when it's even automated. We don't even have to think about it. We invest it once, we let it sit in the background and continue to grow and grow and grow. And then when we come back, we can see how much it's grown. And if you do want help investing in the stock market, I have a link I will leave below in the description. You can click on the link and get the details on how you can work with me. But nonetheless, try to shift that mindset and look at some different calculators and see how much your money could be growing over time rather than spending it on things that really aren't that important. And I'm not saying that we never spend our money. Of course, I buy different things that I want or that I need, but I am a lot more conscious about what I am spending my money on because I know there have been items that I've purchased in the past, and a month after purchasing it, I think, oh, why did I buy that? Right? It wasn't that big of a deal to be buying that item. So the more we can really focus on our long-term growth, then I think the less we are going to spend on things that really aren't that important to us. The second item, and this one is to stop trying to get rich overnight. I think this is a big one, especially now, because there's just so much hype about people getting rich quick. And I know that I have seen this on TikTok. There are a lot of people on TikTok and they are sharing how they've made $5,000 in a month or $5,000 overnight or just astronomical amounts in a short amount of time. And I'm not saying that doesn't work, but I am saying that we want to be careful where we are spending our time, where we are putting forth our efforts, because we want to make sure that we are really establishing wealth and not just trying to get rich overnight. Because there are a lot of courses that we could buy for thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars that are going to make these promises of getting rich overnight or within 30 days. But honestly, there is no guarantee. And I personally like to invest in what I know works. I invest in real estate and I invest in the stock market. I know those two items work because that is how I became financially free, by investing my money in those two different types of investments. And since I am financially free, I do have a little more freedom to pursue some of these other ideas. And I'm not going to take all of my wealth and put it into, I don't know what, into some scheme that's promising me to get rich overnight. There's no way I'm going to do that, right? I've built up my wealth over time and I know what works. So I can take a small amount and play around with something that might be interesting to me or that I might just want to learn more about and see how it goes. But when we are so focused on that short term, on that more instant gratification and just trying to become that overnight millionaire, I feel like we are going to miss the mark and waste a lot of money, to be honest. So really be clear on your goals and how you want to be building your wealth and the time and effort that you want to put into that, and to really focus on that long term instead of that short term. And then the third tip that I want to share with you is that I became confident in myself, in who I am, in what my priorities are, what my values are, what my standards are. And by doing so, I was able to stop focusing so much on what other people were doing or what other people were buying or trying to keep up with my friends or look impressive to them, whatever it might be. By building up my own self-confidence, I'm able to spend my time and my money on things that are important to me. And by doing that, I am less of a consumer. I'm not just constantly buying a new car or buying the latest trendy clothes or trendy handbag. I'm not interested in those types of things because I know that I love seeing my money work for me, and I don't want to go back to having to make money by working. I enjoy doing my business and enjoy creating these YouTube videos for you, so I'm definitely going to do that. I enjoy helping other people become more successful with their finances. So that's what I'm going to spend my time on. But I'm not so concerned about looking really cool or having a huge mansion or a really fancy car, because I'm confident in who I am and what my priorities are. And those are not my priorities. I could care less if I have a $300 handbag, right? I have bought purses at Ross that I am totally fine with. And just being more confident means that I'm less likely to compare myself to others and spend money on things that I'm going to regret later just by trying to impress someone else. So really focus on building up your own self-confidence so that you can focus on what's important to you and spend your money on things that are important to you and not so much to other people. And then I want to give you just a couple bonus tips. One of the things that helps me spend less is by looking at videos that show how much stuff is in our landfills, how much crap is out there, right? So many things are wasted. And by seeing that, I really think, oh, I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to consume all of these items and then discard them later and have them build up in the landfills. And then also taking an inventory of the different things that I have purchased and really analyzing if I'm still using those things. Because sometimes I do buy things and I do stop using it a month later and I wish I wouldn't have purchased it. So I try to take an inventory of what I do have, and that way I can realize, oh, I don't need to buy another one of these if I already have something because I know what I have. And then also I just think, oh, I've spent so much money on different things that I've gotten rid of later. So if we can also take a moment and wait to make a purchase. I know a lot of people use the 24-hour rule to wait 24 hours before making a purchase. I like to add another step to that. I just say, oh, I can wait one more day, and then one more day, one more day. And I see how long I can go without making a purchase. And sometimes I forget about that item that I was going to purchase because it wasn't that important. And then sometimes I can make that purchase a week later and that item might last me longer, right? So if we can just be more conscious, more intentional about where we're spending our money and make sure that we are investing our money and not just spending it, we are going to be, of course, a lot better investor and not so much of a consumer. So comment below and share with me one of your favorite tips on how you have become less of a consumer. And if you are interested in becoming a better investor, make sure and click the link below in the description and get the details on how you can work with me. And make sure and hit the like button and the subscribe button and share this with someone else who would like to hear this information. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.